In this video you will learn how to create QuickCompare methods in Touch 7 and above. To create a method, click on the QC Method Builder icon on the Advanced section of the home screen. To create a new method, click on the Create a New Method button in the center. You will now see the unpopulated file list of the new method. On top you can first enter a method description. Next, we need to add some spectra files to the method. You can either use the plus icon to add single files, or the Add Folder icon below the plus icon to add the contents of a complete folder. We will now use the Add Folder icon to add one of the QC demo data folders from the Touch archive. Please keep in mind that under Data Integrity mode, the individual files of a method must be fully signed. Please also note that you can click into the individual compound name and info entries to edit the contents. The next step is to define the parameters. On the left side, click on the Parameter button. Here you can define a threshold. This value is empirical and depends on the sample spectra and individual requirements for product quality. Typical values range between 95 and 98%. We will use the default value of 95% as a starting point. Below you have three pre-processing options: None, First and Second Derivative. These derivative options can improve selectivity when spectra are very similar. The drawback is that noise is amplified, so only no-noise spectra should be processed. Additionally, you can exclude the CO2 regions to avoid any problems with CO2 artifacts from the atmosphere. Use file limits will set the evaluation limits to the outer file limits. When deactivated, you can define one or more spectral ranges manually. To define your own spectral ranges, you can either click on the plus icon on the right side of the table or on the interactive button at the bottom. You can add one or multiple regions here. Add two regions by clicking on the plus button on the right side 2 times. Then select the borders for the 2 regions. You can click on the region buttons to switch between the individual regions. Once done, click on Close and you will see the regions on your table. You can also edit these entries manually. When the parameters are defined, click on the Validate button on the left side. The validation process will start automatically and compare each entry of the method against all others. Red entries indicate that one or more of the other components are so similar that they cannot be distinguished with the current threshold. To resolve these problems, several options are available. You can increase the threshold, activate the first or second derivative, or group substances that cannot be distinguished. In our example, we will use the group approach. The starch spectra are chemically so similar that it is very difficult to distinguish them. So we will put them in a group called starch. In the final result, you will then see the group name instead of the individual compound names. To create such a group, click on the group icon on the right and enter a group name. Then select which spectra should be added to that group. And finally click OK. Afterwards, the spectra will be revalidated and you will see that the red entries are now gone. Finally, you can save the method with a Save As button and also sign it with the respective sign button. Now you know how to create QuickCompare methods in OPUS TOUCH.